Is Bitcoin about to retest the lows at 33,000? Guys, welcome to Empire Trading Academy. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you have not already. Let's get right into this analysis, guys. It's been a couple days. We've been taking a little bit of a much needed break, but we are back at it. Guys, first and foremost, we'll look at a little bit of on-chain today, but mostly technicals to see what we're doing here. So first and foremost, guys, right off the bat, we need to acknowledge that right now, equities and crypto are moving in tandem. All right, that's just a simple fact. The macro environment right now is a bit testy. All right, look, we're going to look at the Nasdaq and the SPY really quick. All right, but we'll look at Bitcoin right after. If we look at a more macro chart, all right, guys, we'll look at the 4-hour or the daily. Okay. We're getting what looks like to be a possible distribution top. Okay. This is our selling climax. This is going to be our first point of our trading range. Okay. Up at resistance. And this is a big significant event in a Wyckoff distribution model. Okay. So this big sell-off right here is huge. And this is the first sign of weakness. Okay, this right here, this is just a normal correction and an uptrend, right? But the subsequent higher high, which is good, right, for the bulls. Okay, this move right here to below this support is our first sign of weakness. Okay, so we're going to continue to watch this. This is the Nasdaq. SPY looks very, very similar, but what we're looking for here, and we're going to look to see if this happens, and then if it does, we'll look for major sell-off in equities. Okay, so what we'll look for here, guys, is this first sign of weakness here. We'll go ahead and we'll push this up to a new higher high. Okay, we'll break back down here, not as low as this. Okay, because this is going to be our this isn't our automatic rally, but this is breaking beneath our initial support. Okay, so our initial support is going to be here. Okay, we break below here. This is our break. We go ahead, we move. We've already moved back up into this trading range. Make a higher high here. Retest somewhere near the lows. Okay, and then we go ahead and we make another higher high, right, in the short term. And then this is when we go ahead and we see our big descend. Okay, we'll make some sort of last point of supply here. Now, this last point of supply also could happen something like we don't get that higher high and we kind of just trickle, and then there's just a lot more weakness right away. Okay. And then we retest this, obviously, maybe get something of a bump, and then this is our distribution top, and then we see a big downside, which when we're looking at this, guys, equities have just been going up forever. Okay, and so something of a distribution top here, if we get that, right, this is going to be a big pattern that we can look at to possibly short. And if equities completely dump, right, guys, from these levels, crypto will absolutely do that as well. All right. In this environment, I do believe that crypto is following very, very closely. Obviously, it has already, but it will continue to do so in this distribution top. Okay. Now, this distribution top is when big players are getting out of the market. Okay, and so they're using this this trading range as retail goes ahead and continues to buy this up. This is when they're using all that liquidity to go ahead and dump their shares. Okay, and Bitcoin will follow. All right, enough about that, guys. Let's get right into let's get to Bitcoin. All right, this is what we've been doing here lately. Okay, you know that we have been in this trading range, ascending range or ascending channel. Okay, but in our opinion, this is a bearish pattern. Okay, so we have this downtrend. Okay, we have this downtrend, and we have a correction. Okay, this is a corrective move in our overall impulse move down. All right. And so you can see we've been using this really nicely. Okay. This ascending support level. Every time we come here, we go ahead and bounce off. Okay. Here. Okay. With the exception of the break up here, right, which we can draw another ascending resistance. This has been our resistance here. Okay. And so we've just been trading up, 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 up. Now, at some point, obviously, we're either going to break to the upside and break this pattern, or we're going to break to the downside. And in our opinion, we're going to break to the downside just because the nature of this, this more macro pattern. And if we go to, let's say, the 4 hour, okay, this move right here is, again, just a corrective move in our overall downward impulse move. Okay, we're getting very roundy here on our RSI. Okay, buying is selling up, is drying up. And so what we would be looking for on here is ultimately a break of this, right? Possibly a retest of this. And then we're going to go ahead and retrace these lows. Okay, we'll retrace the lows. Then once we go ahead and retrace these lows, we'll reevaluate what price action looks like to determine whether or not, hey, is this actually a bottom? Okay, we'll look on chain to see what's going on there. We'll look at buying and selling, what's going on with the price action, and determine, hey, is this a bottom, or are we going to see further downside? And again, this is going to coincide with our equities. Okay, so if we look now, ultimately they could front run this, right? But ultimately, we're going to be looking for this $30,000 mark. And if you are looking for like long-term investing, right, or big macro swing moves, this is the area that we're going to be looking for. Okay, if you're dollar cost averaging, this is an excellent place as well. All right, if we're looking on the RSI, guys, so each of these moves, right, these subsequent lower lows, especially this latest one, okay, this is still a lot of selling pressure overall. Okay, on our RSI, we're getting no bullish or positive divergence. Okay, now on our next correction back to these lows or possibly further, we'll look to see if we can stop just short, right? Maybe we come up, let's say here, and then we go ahead and then we get some sort of bullish divergence, giving us an indication of, okay, this selling momentum is starting to decrease. Okay, and possibly we're looking for a reversal. All right, so that's what we're looking for, guys. Now, keep in mind, this trading range, right? While this is a bearish structure, okay, we want to play each level, okay? And so right here, right, we're at this support, and even if your thesis is that we do break to the downside from here, you're never going to want to take a short position at support. Okay, if you want to take, this would be a place to take a long position and go ahead and cut losses if we go ahead and break to the downside, right? Or if you want to take a short position, make sure you wait for that break, a retest, and then when we confirm further downside past that initial break. Okay, so don't jump the gun with whatever you think is going to happen, because let's say, okay, I think we're gonna break through here, right? And then we go ahead and we use this and we bounce and we go ahead and retest these highs again, this resistance on the top of our trading range. And also we could possibly, this could be the bottom and we could just continue to make big moves up. All right, so never jump the gun and always fight your emotional impulses. Okay. All right, last thing. What we're looking at, guys, is supply per whale. Okay, so we're basically looking at our biggest players. Most recently, they've been buying like crazy. Obviously, Michael Saylor, right? That's been in the news. Michael Saylor's buying up, hundreds of Bitcoin again. All right, this is part of that. Now, so this is a little tricky, okay? Because obviously this is great that whales are buying, okay? That's an extreme positive, because if we look here, right, during the end of the summer, okay, they're buying, right? And then we go ahead and see price action go up. However, here, right, they buy the dip, obviously. They buy the dip. But then what happens when we go ahead and make a high in our accumulation phase here, or our trading range, right? They go ahead and they sell when everybody thinks that we're taking off from here, use that liquidity again, and they go ahead and they dump, and then we see further downside to retrace the lows from our first initial wick. We retrace the lows here. And so in our opinion, this is what I would say that this is. Okay, I could be completely wrong, right? Every trader is completely wrong, you know, at least 50% of the time. But it's about how you manage your positions, whether or not you're successful. Either way. So yes, they're buying. That's excellent. Okay, in the macro, you have to look, right? 37,000 Bitcoin. You know, if Bitcoin's going to, let's say, 500,000 or even 1 million, as some believe. If you're buying at 37,000, that's an amazing price. Okay. And so if you have a long time horizon, then you're perfectly fine. But just be careful of saying, hey, whales are buying right here. Let's go ahead and buy because they are. All right. Well, they're also taking advantage of that because they're going to use the liquidity from retail that's going to go ahead and think that we're going up as well. And then they're going to go ahead and dump. Right. So, be very, very careful of that. Yes, it's very positive that they are buying, but we want to always look at price action first. All right, guys, please let us know if you have any questions. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you have not already and you like what you're hearing, and we'll see you in the next video.